bad news about funding. Now, networking is hypercritical. Whether you want to do it or not, it is so important. As the old saying goes, it's not what you know, it's who you know. Plus, it also matters about your personal brand. Of course it does. That's why we're all here. But networking is very important. I've never been very good at it, and I wish I was better, and I intend to get better. Here we go. When you attend a conference, a meeting, or an event organised by your professional body or trade association, some form of networking is usually expected. As well as being there to hear the latest information on a particular theme, such events present an excellent opportunity to get to know others in your profession. It is expected. You are expected to walk up to people who you've never met before and say hello, how are you doing? Not everyone finds networking easy. In fact, many of us find the prospect of talking to strangers daunting. And when you add in the need to ensure your consistent message about our personal brand, we might try to avoid it altogether. Do not try to avoid it, just have a go. The following short video, sorry, that's the wrong bit. Try to think of networking at a conference with an interesting person. Don't worry about finding specific opportunities to tell them about your brand, as it might feel awkward to come across as fake. Have a few pre-arranged opening lines which can help with your confidence. So task number 4, opening lines. Come up with 3 opening lines if you want to feel more comfortable. Come up with 3 opening lines that you would feel comfortable using when approaching somebody you've never met before at a networking opportunity, and list them in your books. Opportunities to share your personal brand might arise several times a day in the workplace, e.g. in the canteen queue, at the bus stop, during the coffee break in a meeting, or even in the staff toilets. Don't talk to people in the toilets, that's my advice. By behaving consistently each time you encounter someone, you'll be building your personal brand even if you're unaware of it. Start by being friendly and helpful, or listening and being sympathetic when they moan about what happened to them that morning. If they are in your target audience, you can facilitate your access to your target audience. You can use this as the beginning of a relationship. If somebody has a moan to you, try and turn them. So if they're complaining about something, say something along the lines of, I fully appreciate that, it really must be tough, but it really does give you the opportunity to change somebody's day for them. Consider following up with an email. It was lovely chatting to you when I saw you in the lunch queue today. Not the toilets. Not the toilets. I'd love to find out more about what you do and see if there's a way in my department can support you more effectively. Could we meet for a coffee? These chance interactions might allow you to demonstrate your values or strengths, or simply build rapport with somebody. Luck is a lifetime of preparation for a moment of opportunity. You should be ready to deliver your personal brand to somebody at any time, because no matter how much hard work you do, half of it all is luck. Who you bump into, what you say, who they go on to see to next, what opportunities they may or may not have, half of it is luck. So luck is a lifetime of preparation for a moment of opportunity. Interviews. To get to the interview, you have done a lot of brilliant work. The amount of time it is taking you to get there is enormous, absolutely enormous. and you will get better at interviews. Somebody may already have the job and you might just be making up the weight. That doesn't matter. Just go in there and do your very best. The more you practice, the better you'll get. An interview is an obvious place to share your personal brand. After all, that's what you're there for. You also have the advantage of knowing that the interviewers want to hear what you have to say. Interview preparation and technique is covered in depth by many excellent resources. What we're going to do now is trying to ascertain three key things during the interview. Excuse me a second. Kate, did you hear the doorbell? Just a minute ago. Can you do the job? Have you got the right strengths and knowledge and experience? Will you do the job? Are you motivated, enthusiastic and engaged? Will you fit in? Do your values and personality traits align with the culture of the organisation? Can you do it? Will you do it? Will you fit in? That's what they're looking for. Come in here close, come. So even though you are nervous, you're going to be nervous. It's absolutely normal. Come close. Sailor. It is important that you show the real you, particularly in your relationship to the last point, determining cultural fit. So what we've got now are some tips on interviewing. Tip number 1, don't over rehearse. If you do, you risk coming across as wooden and disengaged and not authentic. There's also a strong chance that you'll give your rehearsed answer instead of answering the actual question. 2, be yourself. If you've done the homework, you should already know that your values align with the company. So being yourself and sharing those in your answers is much more likely to win them over. Tip number 3, be consistent in your message. Treat everyone you meet, from the receptionist to the person who holds the door open as you pass, in the same way. Engage them in conversation, make eye contact and smile. What I would say to interviews is do as much work as you can before. Certainly don't try and force things out. And if you have a good interview, you have a good interview. If you have a disastrous interview, you have a disastrous interview. It is all part of the learning process. Remember, at the fair, unless you have a go at the stalls, you're never going to win a goldfish.